In a bid to break the deadlock in Ladakh, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is scheduled to meet his Chinese counterpart, General Wei Fenghe, on Friday evening on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's ministerial in Moscow. This is the first major political contact between India and China since the People's Liberation Army unilaterally changed the status quo on the line of actual control in May 2020 in East Ladakh. The meeting between defence ministers of India and China is arranged at the behest of both sides mutually to find a way out of the current stalemate in Ladakh, with both the Indian Army and the PLA deployed in full strength to counter each other. That the Ladakh standoff will be the topic of discussions is evident from the presence of Ministry of External Affairs Joint Secretary Naveen Srivastava has held a series of conversations with his Chinese counterpart under the working mechanism for consultation and coordinations on India-China borders affairs towards disengagement and de-escalations of the PLA in the contested sectors. The meeting between the two defence ministers is crucial as Rajnath Singh is number 2 in the Narendra Modi government and a former BJP president. General Wei, a former missile force commander, is a state councillor and member of all-powerful Central Military Commission. The CMC, headed by Chairman President Xi Jinping, controls the PLA with the president as commander-in-chief. After this meeting, External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar is also expected to meet his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi at the same platform in Moscow on September 10th. The minister-level meeting between India and China comes at a time when PLA and the Indian Army are locked in a tense posture in Ladakh and occupied Aksai Chin, with the former trying to impose the 1960s claim map on the ground and later clear that its claim line is the true LSE. While PLA initially has made gains on the ground north of the Pangong Tso in May and June, the Indian Army has nullified the dominance by repositioning on the heights overlooking Finger 4 on the lake and make tactical gains on the south banks of the contested lake by preempting the Chinese troops. In New Delhi, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Anurag Srivastava, commenting on the Ladakh situation, said, "It is clear that the situation we witnessed over the past 4 months is a direct result of the actions taken by the Chinese side that sought to effect unilateral change of the status quo. Now the way ahead is negotiations, both through diplomatic and military channels. The Indian side is firmly committed to resolving all outstanding issues through peaceful dialogue," he said. Chinese embassy spokesperson Ji Rong said China and India have the ability to resolve their border disputes bilaterally. "We don't accept countries outside the region pointing fingers, let alone meddling or making instigations, which will only endanger the regional peace and stability." Bureau Report.